يبصرون بأيكم المفتون إن ربك هو أعلم بمن ضل عن سبيله وهو أعلم بالمهتدين فلا تطع المكذبين ودوا لو تدهن فيدهنون ولا تطع كل حلاف مهين هماز مشاء بنميم مناع للخير معتد أثيم عتل بعد ذلك زنيم أن كان ذا مال وبنين إذا تتلى عليه آياتنا قال أساطير الأولين سنسمه على الخرطوم إنا بلوناهم كما بلونا أصحاب الجنة إذ أقسموا ليصرمنها مصبحين ولد يستثنون فطاب عليها طائف من ربك وهم
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح ما أغلق والخاتم ما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراط المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره العظيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي الحمد لله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحمد لله الذي أتم نعمته علينا الحمد لله الذي أخرجنا من الظلمات إلى النور الحمد لله الذي هدانا إلى الحق الحمد لله الذي أظهرنا برسالة نبيه الحمد لله الذي يولد ليل في نهار ويولد نهار في ليل الحمد لله الذي يخرج الحي من الميت ويخرج الميت من الحي الحمد لله الذي أرسل نبيه بدينه ليظهره على دين كلهم أجمعين ولو كره الكافرون والمشركون والمنافقون الحمد لله الذي لم يفعل أما يفعل الذي يفعل ما يريد الحمد لله الذي بدأ الخلق وسيعيده الحمد لله الذي أتم نعمته على عباده بكلهم أجمعين عدوا منهم ووليا منهم نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونتوب إليه ونتوكل عليه ولا نعبد إلا إياه ولا نستعين إلا إياه ولا نتوكل إلا عليه وإنما هو خير ناصر وعليه فليتوكل المؤمنون ونعوذ به من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا ونعوذ به من شر عدونا إبليس الرجيم وأوليائه وأنصاره وأصحابه ونسأل الله أن يفتح لنا أبواب نصره وأن ينصرنا على أعدائنا قوم الكافرين وقوم المنافقين وقوم المشركين ونعوذ به من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا ثم نصلي ونسلم على أشرف المرسلين نصلي ونسلم على خير خلق الله نصلي ونسلم على سيد الرسل وعلى سيد البشر نصلي ونسلم على من لا نبي بعده نصلي ونسلم على رسوله وعلى نبيه ثم نصلي ونسلم على أهله وأصحابه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. So welcome to everybody. We are on Sunday, the 19th of June 2016. We wish you good following to our presentation. We are very happy to be with you this afternoon. We are very happy to be with you this afternoon. We are on Sunday. We are on Sunday, the 19th of June 2016. So we are on the fasting month, the 12th day of the fasting month. Okay, you are with your brother, Mr. Berthé, coming from Mali. You are listening to your brother, Mr. Berthé Issiaka, coming from Mali, the Republic of Mali. the region of Sikasso, the third region of Mali, coming from the village of Kléla, far from Sikasso, of 45 kilometers, straight between Sikasso and Kuchala. So you are listening now to this brother in Islam, the ambassador of the Divine Kingdom on earth. So we are very happy to be with you this afternoon, and we wish you good following to our presentation. If we are here today in front of you, okay, if you are listening to us this afternoon, it is in order to remind each other of the goal of our creation. Okay, all of us have been created by God in order to worship Him. Okay, then we cannot worship God if we don't know God. So that we may worship God, so we have to know God first. But if we don't know God, we cannot worship God. And this is why, in order to know God, this is why we sometimes take some minutes here, or a moment, just a moment here, in order to remind each other of the goal of this creation. Okay, and the topic of today is about the divorce. Okay, the divorce in Islam. Last time we had to determine you the wedding in Islam, or the marriage in Islam. Okay, the marriage in Islam. So last time this was the previous topic. Okay, this was the previous topic, and after this topic we promised you to be with you in order to further our presentations. And today, this is the topic of today, the divorce. Okay, the topic of today is about the divorce. Okay, and then there is something here which is so important. Okay, and what is that thing? If we must say, or if we must speak about the divorce, so we have to know that it is not Islam only which knows divorce, or which knows marriage. Okay, Islam is not the only field or the only religion to know the divorce or the marriage. Okay, and me, if I'm here in front of you, I'm not speaking about any kind of marriage or all kinds of marriage. Okay, if I'm here, I'm speaking only about the Islamic marriage. Then I cannot, or we cannot treat a marriage with the Quran if this marriage has not been concluded with the Quran. And this is the most important element of this topic, and the most important part of this topic. Okay, so that we may treat a marriage with the Quran. So we cannot treat any marriage. We cannot treat any marriage with the Quran if this marriage has not been concluded according to the Islamic law. Okay, and here, if we must say, for example, the divorce. The divorce, I didn't tackle this topic, the divorce, but the divorce in Islam, and it is conditional here. And the condition is what? First, the marriage might have been concluded according to the Islamic law. And if the marriage has not been concluded according to the Islamic law, so we cannot say, okay, we cannot speak about this marriage for saying that the divorce. Okay, so that we may treat a marriage with the Quran. So the condition is that this marriage or that marriage has been concluded according to the Islamic law. Because Islam is not the only field to know marriage. There are several fields, and there are other fields beyond Islam which know also marriage. Okay, and which know also divorce. And if we must say you, for example, the divorce, so we have to specify. Okay, we have to clarify, because Islam is not the only field to know the divorce. And the divorce we are going to present to you just, okay, the divorce we are going to present to you just a moment or after some minutes, okay? And it is the divorce which is about the Islamic wedding. Islamic wedding, it means what? It means that so that we may speak about, or we may treat your marriage with the Quran, the condition is that your marriage had been concluded according to the Islamic law. And it is the marriage which is here the condition. The marriage. Because the marriage is the beginning. Okay? The marriage is the beginning. And so if you didn't get to get the beginning, and if you have missed, for example, the beginning, the manner that God and His Prophet want, the manner that God and His Prophet want that the marriage be concluded. And if you don't conclude your marriage like this, so here we say that you have missed the vow, you have missed the way, okay? You have missed the way from since the beginning or during the marriage, okay? And if you didn't get to make this marriage according to the Islamic law, so then we say that you have missed the road here. You have missed the road. Then what is now compulsory upon you or obligatory upon you is that you become or you answer in Islam, because you have missed the road. You have just missed the road. You have already missed the road because you didn't make your marriage. You didn't conclude your marriage according to the Islamic law. Okay? You didn't conclude your marriage according to the Islamic law. So we think here that you have missed the road. You have already missed the road. And now what is compulsory upon you is that you become Muslim. You and your wife, it's an obligation here upon you to become Muslim. And when you will become Muslim, what you have committed or what you committed last time, okay, it is possible that God forgives you, okay, your past sins, okay, what you committed last time because you didn't know, you didn't know, and what you committed last time by ignorance, okay, and if you become now Muslim, if you return, okay, if you return now in Islam or to Islam, so it is possible that God forgives your past sins, okay. But if you know that you didn't conclude your marriage according to the Islamic law, so now you mustn't continue praying, okay. So the only obligation upon you here is to return to Islam, okay, to return to Islam or to become Muslim, because you have already missed the road, okay, if you didn't conclude your marriage according to the Islamic law, because this is the key, okay, this is the key, and the beginning also, and the condition also. So if you miss this, then you will miss all things, because this is the key, the beginning and the condition. And if you miss this, the beginning, so you will miss all others. Okay, this is why it is very important to pay attention during the marriage, because when you are going to miss this marriage, you are going to miss all things. Okay, and here we are going to specify for you by saying that we are not speaking about any kind of marriage, but we are speaking about the Islamic wedding, the Islamic marriage, and all marriage which are not, okay, or every marriage who is not Islamic wedding, for example Christian marriage, for example Jewish marriage, for example traditional marriage, for example civil marriage, and so on, any kind of marriage which is not Islamic wedding. So we are not going to speak about this kind of marriage, okay, we are not going to speak about this kind of marriage, but we are going to determine you the Islamic wedding. And if you think that you are Muslim, if you think that you are Muslim but your marriage has not been concluded according to the Islamic law, so there is only a cure here, only a cure, okay, there is only a cure here, and this cure is that you become Muslim, okay. There is only an answer or a cure for your problem, and this cure here is that you become Muslim. If you know that your marriage has not been concluded according to the Islamic law, but you are praying, okay, and if you are praying, you have to know that it is not the prayer which will solve your problem, okay, it's not the fasting which will solve your problem, but your problem, the answer or the cure of your problem is that you become Muslim. You have to become, okay, you have to answer to return. You have to return, okay, you have to return, because what you did last time, for example, you did it by ignorance. You did it by ignorance, okay, so then this ignorance, God will not take it. For example, if you return, if you become Muslim, then it was only to determine you that what all things we are going to say here, so that things will concern the Islamic wedding. And any kind of marriage which is not Islamic wedding, so this marriage is not concerned. Okay? And this is the cure. If you know that you are, or you think that you are Muslim but your marriage has not been concluded according to the Islamic law, so what is compulsory now upon you is to become Muslim. But if you don't become Muslim, if you don't return to Islam, and if you stay like this, so I don't know how to solve this. I don't know how to solve this problem again. Okay, I don't know how to solve this problem again. And about the how must we truly become Muslims. Okay, I think that I presented you last time a movie about how must we become Muslim. Okay, and if you know that your marriage has not been concluded according to the Islamic law, and last time also I determined you how the marriage must be concluded in Islam last time. Okay, I think that I gave you all that last time. Then it belongs now to you. It is you who must play your role now. Okay, if you see that your marriage has not been concluded to the Islamic law, so you have to become Muslim. You have to answer. You have to return. Okay, because you have already missed the road. And after this point is the most important because all things we are going to say will be on condition will be dependent on this point. If the marriage is Islamic wedding, or a civil wedding, or a Christian wedding, or a Jewish wedding, okay, and if the marriage is Islamic wedding, for example, so we are going to treat this marriage in case of divorce. Okay, we are going to treat this marriage in case of divorce if it is Islamic wedding. But if it is another kind of marriage, Christian marriage, Jewish marriage, and traditional marriage, and civil marriage, so we cannot treat this marriage with the Quran because this marriage has not been concluded according to the Islamic law. Okay, then after this point, the first point of this topic will be about the causes of divorce. Okay, the causes of divorce. We are going to determine you first the causes of divorce. Okay, this will be the first point. And the second point will be about how must we divorce in Islam. How must we divorce in Islam? Okay, how must we divorce in Islam? This will be the second point. And the third point will be about the different kinds of marriage. Okay, the different kinds of not of marriage but of divorces in Islam. Okay, the different kinds of divorce in Islam. The third point will be about the causes of divorce. The second point will be about the manner of divorce, and the third point will be about the different kinds of marriage, different kinds of divorce in Islam. Okay, then if we try, for example, the first point, which is about the causes of divorce, you have to know that so that you may divorce your wife. Okay, so that you may divorce your wife, and it is on condition that after there are some causes first. Okay, there are some causes first, and you are obliged to wait for one of the causes. Okay, one of the causes, and we are going to tell you first the different rights which are for the man, okay, or the husband, okay, which are for the husband to ask for divorce, okay. The different causes for the husband to ask for divorce, okay. It means that how and when can the husband ask for the divorce? When? Okay, and we are going to determine you first the different rights which are for the man or for the husband to ask for divorce. Okay, and that rights are about four. That rights are about four. There are four rights which are for the husband to ask for divorce. That means that if the wife does, or if the wife does one of that behaviors, okay, one of that four behaviors, it belongs now, or the man has right here to ask for divorce. Okay, and we are going to determine you first that right. Okay, and the first of that four rights, the first of that four causes. Okay, they are here the causes of divorce for the demand for the husband. Okay, that are the four causes of divorce for the husband. Okay, it means what? The first of the four is about the disobedience. Okay, the disobedience or the disloyalty. Okay, the disobedience. Okay, the first of these four causes is the disobedience. The disobedience, it means what? It means that you and your wife, you were living together. Okay, you were living together, and she was obedient toward you. She respected you. She obeyed on you, and she did all things she was obliged to do. Okay, she respected you, and she obeyed you. Okay, and she obeyed in God also. Okay, she prayed, and she did all things she was obliged to do in the marriage. But the moment you have realized that this wife doesn't obey you anymore, okay, she doesn't respect you anymore, okay, she doesn't obey in God anymore, okay, and she doesn't obey in you anymore, she doesn't obey in God anymore, she doesn't respect you anymore. But she wasn't like this. She didn't used to be like this. But in the marriage, a moment, you have realized that this wife has become like this. Disobedient. She doesn't obey in you anymore. She doesn't obey in God anymore. She doesn't respect you anymore. Then, when you realize this, God says that you mustn't divorce her like this. But you have to follow. You have to follow some ways. There are four ways you have to follow first. And when you are going to follow when you will have followed all the four ways, and if she doesn't stop doing what she did, and then we can speak now divorce. Okay, this is the first cause. When you realize this, so you have to follow all the four ways. Okay, all the four ways. If you realize that your wife has become disobedient, she doesn't respect you anymore. Okay, she doesn't obey in you anymore, and she doesn't obey in God anymore. So we say that she has become disobedient. Okay, she has become disobedient. Then you have to follow four ways in order to return her or to divorce her. Okay, and this is what God says in chapter number 4, verse number 34 and 35. In chapter number 4, verse number 34 and 35, God says, في سورة النساء آية 34 و35 من قوله تعالى الرجال قوامون على النساء بما فضل الله بعضهم على بعض وبما انفقوا من أموالهم فالصالحات القانتات الحافظات للغيب بما حفظ الله فاللاتي تخافون نشوزهن فعزوهن واهجروهن في المضاجع واضربوهن فإن أطعنكم فلا تبغوا عليهن سبيل إن الله كان عليا كبيرا فإن خفتم شقاقا بينهما فبعثوا حكما من أهله وحكما من أهلها فإن يراد إصلاحا يوافق الله بينهما إن الله كان عليما خبيرا. So this is That are that are the four ways you have to wait or you have to follow through. Okay? God says in chapter number 4, verse number 34 and 35. God says, men are protectors and maintenance of women. Okay? Men are protectors and maintenance of women. Because of God has given some of them an advantage over others, and because of they stand out of their wills. Okay, and good women are obedient their husbands, guarding what God will have them guard. Okay, and as for those from whom you fear disloyalty, admonish them, and let them on their bed. Let them on their bed. Let them on their bed. Then strike them. But if they obey you, see no way against them, because God is sublime and great. And if you fear a break between the two spouses, then appoint an arbiter from his family, an arbiter from her family. And if they want to reconcile, God will bring them together. God is knowledgeable and expert. Okay, and that are the four. Okay, that are the four ways you have to look for truth. If your wife has become, for example, disobedient, and before you divorce her, so you have to follow all that ways. The first, God says, admonish them. Okay, this is the first way. If your wife has become, for example, disobedient, and before you divorce her, you have to see. Okay, you have to follow that way. And the first way is that you admonish her. You admonish her. It means what? It means that if you must admonish her, it means that, for example, you try to sit. Okay, you try to sit down with her. Okay, you try to sit down with her, and you try to know. Okay, you try to know the exact problem. You try to sit with her, and you try to know the exact problem. You ask her, for example, about what had happened. Okay, you will ask her in order to know the exact problem, what has exactly happened. Okay, and when you will ask her, then she will tell you truth. She will sometimes tell you truth. Okay, she will say that, or for example, she can say you, for example, and this happened to me. Okay, this happened to me, or this is like this, or this was like this. Okay, and you who are here, the man or the husband, you are going to know the exact problem, which had happened to her. Then, when you will, after you have known, okay, you have known this, after having known this problem, so it is you who are going now, but you are going to try to solve this problem. But you and her, okay, you and she, you are going to now to solve the problem together. Okay, and here this is the first way, and then the problem will be solved and everything will be okay. And this is the first. But if you follow this first way, okay, if you follow this first way, and after having followed this way, but she didn't change, or she didn't stop doing what she did. Okay, it means that the first way wasn't or is not effective. Okay, the first way is not effective. Then you are going to follow now the second way. You must follow now the second way. And this way just says that let them on their bed. Let them on their bed. It means what? It means you mustn't accept to commit or to be with her in the bed. In the bed, you have to let her in the bed. This is the second way. You mustn't accept to commit, for example, a sexual act with her. Okay, this is the second. And you have to let her in the bed. This is the second way. And after you have followed this way, if she starts doing what she did, alright. But if she doesn't, okay, and she continues doing what she did, and we say also that the second way is not effective also, and you are going now to follow the third way. You are going to follow the third way, and this third way God says, strike them. And if you must strike them, you mustn't strike them on her face. Okay? If you must strike them, you mustn't strike them on their faces. Okay? You are the husband. If you want, for example, to strike your wife, you mustn't strike her on her bed, on her face. Okay? You mustn't strike her on her face. This is forbidden for you. You mustn't. Okay? This is what the Prophet says. فَلَا تَضْرِبْهَا عَلَى وَجْهِهَا. You mustn't strike her on her face. And except this part, so you can strike her now in any part. Okay? And this is the third way. Okay? And if she gets to obey in one of that ways, so God says, sin no way against them. Okay? It means that you have to forget the past. Okay? What she did, you forget this, and you continue living. Okay? You continue to live. You continue to live together. You mustn't seek for or to look for any other way against her. You have to continue to live with her like this. But God says, if you fear a disloyalty, if you fear a breach, okay? If you fear a breach between the two spouses, then appoint an arbiter from his family and an arbiter from her family. Okay? God says, if you fear a breach between the two spouses, it means what? It means that after you have followed all the three first ways, and she doesn't stop doing what she did. Okay, she doesn't stop doing what she did. Then God says, appoint an arbiter from his family and appoint an arbiter from her family. It means what? It means you are going now to appoint an arbiter from the family of the man. Okay, from the family of the husband, and an arbiter from the family of the wife. Okay, you are going to appoint an arbiter from the family of the wife and an arbiter from the family of the husband. And these arbiters must be Muslims. They must be Muslims, and they are going now to do all their best in order to maintain. Okay, in order to maintain this marriage, they are going to do all their best in order to maintain this marriage. They are going to do all their best in order in order to maintain the marriage, okay, so that the marriage doesn't disturb, okay, so that the marriage doesn't disturb, for example, okay. And here we say that this is the last way. This is the last way. If you follow this way, and after that 4 ways, if she doesn't accept any of that ways, so here you have to separate from her. Okay? You have to separate from her. You have to divorce her. You mustn't return her after having followed all those 4 ways. All those 4 ways. Okay? Because it means that she is not Muslim. She is not a believing woman. Had she, okay? Had she would have accepted either the first way, or the second way, or the third way, or the fourth and the last way. But if you see that she didn't accept the first, nor the second, nor the third, nor the fourth, it means that she is not a good woman. She's not a believing woman. She's not Muslim. Okay? Had she would have accepted either the first or the second or the third or the fourth. Then this is the first cause of divorce. Okay? This is the first cause of divorce. You who are the bridegroom here, okay, the husband, okay, the husband, if you follow that way and your wife doesn't stop doing or doesn't stop disobeying in you, doesn't stop disobeying in God, okay, so then this is the first cause. Now you can divorce her. And the second is a count of the third. Okay? The second is the count of the third. It means what? It is the adultery, for example. The adultery. It means what? It means that when you married your wife, she wasn't adulterous. Okay? She wasn't adulterous. Okay? But during the life of the wedding, for example, during the life, when you were living with her, and you have realized that she has become adulterous. It means that she commits adultery in the marriage. She commits adultery in the marriage. Okay? And if you know this, okay? If you know this, now the marriage between you and her will be forbidden. Okay? It will be forbidden, unlawful. Okay? Here, this is the count, or this second cause is a count of the third cause. Okay? The disobedience. But this is another count, the adultery. When you realize that your wife has become adulterous, it means that she commits adultery in the marriage, then this is the second cause. But the question of adultery is so ambiguous. Okay? This question is so ambiguous because adultery is not something we are going to see like this. Like you are looking at me now. Adultery is not like this. Okay? And it is very difficult to justify it. Okay? It's very good, very difficult to justify it. You are looking at me now simply and easily, but adultery is not like this, and this is why this question is so ambiguous. It is so ambiguous. Why? Because it's the secret thing. But if it was, for example, a private adultery, okay, private adultery, so then this is the second cause. You mustn't accept to live with her after having realized that she has become adulterous. Okay? And this is the second. And after this also, for example, the third is about the third. For example, if you see that you are not able anymore, okay, you are not able anymore, or you are not capable anymore, you are not capable anymore to take her, okay, to take her, it means what? To provide in her burden, in her charge, or to stand on her, okay. If you see that you are not anymore capable to take her on charge, or to take her charges, okay, her burden, or to take her, to stand on her. If you see that you are not able anymore, you are not anymore able to do this, you are not capable to do this, okay. So here, if you know this, you are not capable anymore to take her, you are not anymore capable to stand on her, and then this is the third cause of divorce. The third, if you know this, so which is now, and you must, for example, okay, you can, for example, call him, you call her, and when she will be here, you ask her, you try to explain her the exact problem, and you will say her that, for example, I'm not anymore capable to take you, okay, I'm not anymore capable to stand on you, okay. And what do you think about this situation? What do you think? And now the choice will belong to her. Either she says, okay, or either she chooses the divorce, or she says you that she will continue living, or she will continue to live with you, even if you are not anymore capable to take her, or to stand on her burden, to stand on her. And then the two choices belong now to her. It is a question of choice here. She is going to make her choice. Either she accepts to live with you like this before a moment, okay, or she asks divorce, okay. And you, if you know that you are not, because one of her rights upon you is to take her on church, okay, to take her in church, or to spend on her. And if you see that you are not anymore capable to do this, then you have to call her, and when she will be here, you ask her, okay, if she wants to continue to live with you, all right. But if she says, for example, that she wants that you divorce her, then this is the third cause of divorce, okay. And the last one, the fourth, is about the illness, okay, the sickness or the illness. It means what? For example, she is sick. She has become sick. She has become sick, or she has become ill. She has become ill, or she has become sick. Okay, and this illness or this sickness will prevent you to go near her in the bed. Okay, this illness will prevent you, okay, or prevent you to go near her in the bed. She is sick, or she has become ill, she has become sick, okay, and the illness here, or the sickness here, can prevent you, or prevent you to go near her in the bed, okay, to get near her in the bed. And then you understand this word. For example, if we say to go near her in the bed, it means to consume marriage. For example, to consume marriage, okay, to consume marriage, or to accomplish sexual act, okay. So this is about the first cause, the first cause. And if you see this, so now we say that it is a question of choice for you again. And you, if you see that you are not anymore able to go near her because of her illness or her sickness, so here we say that you have choice. Okay? Either you return her or you accept to continue to live with her, even if you are not able to go near her in the bed, or you divorce her. Either you return her or you divorce her, because the illness here is not a desire, is not a wish. Okay, it's not desire. She didn't desire, or she didn't wish to become sick or to become ill. And if we try to see again her situation, we will realize that when you are going to divorce her now, and sometimes she cannot be married anymore. She cannot be married anymore. Okay, because she is sick, and this sickness will prevent the man to go near her in the bed. Then we see that her situation here is so complicated. It's so complicated. Why? Because when she will be divorced by you after this marriage, she will not be able to be married. Okay, she will not get another marriage, and this is why it is sometimes preferable to return her and to try to marry another wife. Okay, it is sometimes preferable to return her and to try to marry another wife, and this retention for her will be a help for her. For example, she had the children with you. Okay, she had children with you, and when she will stay with you near her children and in the marriage like this is a good thing. Okay, this is a good thing, and it is better. This retention is better than the divorce. Okay, and I didn't say that you are obliged to do it. Okay, I didn't say that you are obliged to do it, but I say this retention is better than the divorce, because if you divorce her, she will have not any other marriage, and she will not be married anymore. She will be like this, and she will stay like this. She will not have any child, any marriage, and so on and so on. And this is why, although you have the choice either to return her or to divorce her, but what is better is the retention. The retention is better than the divorce. But it doesn't mean that you are obliged to do it. Okay? But it is preferable, because if you try to know or to examine, okay, to examine, you try to examine her situation here, you will see that if you can return her and marry another, this is so bitter. Okay, this is better than the divorce. Okay, but you are not obliged. I don't say, and I didn't say that you are obliged to do it. And after this point also, that are the four causes of divorce for the wife, for the man. Okay, that are the four causes of divorce for the man. Okay, and after this, there are also some causes which are for the wife. Okay. Some causes also are for the wife. It means the wife can ask for divorce sometimes, can sometimes ask for divorce. It is not only the wife, the man who has right in the marriage. It's not like this. But the wife also can sometimes ask for the divorce. And they are the same causes here. Okay, they are the same causes here. There are also four causes, about four. Okay, and the first is the same. Okay, the first is exactly the first of the time. It means what? It means about or during the disobedience. Okay, during the disobedience, it means what? It means that you who are the wife, you were with your husband in the marriage, and he used to obey or to stand on you. He used to take you, okay, and he used to stand on you. He used to obey also in God. But a moment in the marriage, you have realized that he doesn't stand on you anymore, or he doesn't obey in God anymore. For example, he doesn't pray anymore, or he doesn't obey in God anymore, or he doesn't stand on you anymore. Then we say that he also has become disobedient. Then if he has become like this, and there are the same ways here for you who are the wife. Okay? There are the same ways here for you who are the wife. There are 4 ways here to follow. The exact way God says in chapter number 4, verse number 34 and 35. Okay? The exact ways. The first is to admonish the man. To admonish the man, it means what? It means that you who are the wife, if you realize this, or you know this, you know that your wife, your man, your husband, okay, your husband doesn't stand on you anymore. Okay, if you realize this, you know this, you try, okay, you try to know the exact problem. Okay, you will try now to know the exact problem in order to know what has exactly happened to him. Okay, you are going to know the exact problem which has happened to him. Okay, you will sit him, for example, and you try to know the exact problem, and he will say you the exact problem. Sometimes he will say you, for example, this happened to me, or you did this to me last time. Okay, you did this to me last time, you said this to me last time. Okay, and then when he will say you the truth, okay, so you are the wife here, you are going to, you and your husband, you are going now to try to solve the problem between you. Okay, to solve the problem between you, you will apologize, for example. Okay, you present him your pardon and your apologizes. Okay, you apologize and you ask him to excuse you, and you didn't do this on purpose. You didn't do this. You didn't do it on purpose. Okay, and here you will present him your excuse, and you will apologize. You will present him apologizes, and you will ask him to forgive you. Okay, and so the problem will be solved. Between you. Okay, and this is the first. But if you see that you have followed this first, but he doesn't stop, or he didn't say you truth, you tried to know the exact problem, but he didn't say you the exact problem. He didn't tell you the exact problem, and he doesn't stop doing also what he did. For example, he doesn't pray anymore. Okay, he obey in God anymore, or he doesn't stand on you anymore. Okay, And after this, as we are not in Islam time, okay, as we are not in Islam moment, we are not in Islam time anymore. We are today like this, but not in Islam time. We are not anymore in Islam time. If it was Islam time, you who are the wife here, the bride here, you will have found that there were people who were here. There are, for example, Islamic judges, okay, Islamic judges, and those judges are here in order to regulate the problems or to solve the problems between Muslims. Okay, if we were in Islam time, if there was again Islam, you will have found that there were people or judges, Islamic judges, who were here in order to solve the problem between Muslims. If, for example, there was a problem between the wife and her husband, so that judges were here in order to solve this problem. Okay? And if there was also a problem between a father and a son, and there were here that judges who were here in order to solve this problem, and so on and so on. If there was a problem between two Muslims, and those two Muslims would, for example, and that's where the judges were here in order to solve this problem. This is Islamic judgment, for example. Okay, Islamic judgment of time of Islam time. But this is not the case today. This is not the case today. We are not in Islam anymore. There is no Islam anymore. Okay, there is no Islamic judgment anymore. There is no Islamic judgment anymore. We are like this Islam of last time. Islam of last time. Okay, there is no Islam anymore. There is no Islamic judgment anymore. And there are no Islamic judges anymore, except only a state in the world. Only state in the world. Okay? And then, if it was Islamic time, and you who are the wife here, you will have gone to that judges. You will have gone to that judges, and you will try to explain them the exact problem. Okay? You will have gone to that judges, the Islamic judges, and you will explain them the exact problem. And they were, okay? If they were here, and you will have consulted them, okay, and to tell them the exact problem. You will say them, for example, my husband does this now. Okay? He doesn't spend on me anymore. He doesn't respect me anymore. He doesn't obey in God anymore. He doesn't pray anymore. Okay? He doesn't do this anymore. He doesn't do this anymore. And you will explain all the problems to the Islamic judges. Okay? And they will try, okay? They will try to solve the problem and to defend you. Okay? They will try to defend you. And you have already followed the first way to admonish your husband. Okay? Your husband. You have admonished him, but he didn't accept. Okay? And after this, and that judges, okay, and you will have gone to that judges, that Islamic judges, okay, and you will try to explain them all the problems, and it was then who will have said you, for example, and who will try to defend you or to solve the problem. Okay? And for example, you have already followed the first way, and this way wasn't effective. So now that judges will have asked you to let him in the bed. Okay? That judges will have asked you to let him to abandon him in the bed. Okay? And you will have followed this second after this order. Okay? And they will have asked you to abandon him in the bed, and you will have left him in the bed. And this is the second. And if you did it, but he doesn't accept. Okay? He doesn't accept. So here we say that the second way also is not effective. It is not effective, and then you will have followed now the third. You will have returned to the judges, and you will have explained them by saying that my husband doesn't accept. I followed the second way, but now in vain. Okay? And they will have followed the third way. And this is what gets the strike them, and it is not you who will have striken your husband. Okay? It's not you who will have striken or who will have hit your husband, but the judges were here and they will have striken. Okay? They will have striken him, and it was their role, and they were here only for this. Okay? And they will have striken him, and they will have hit him like this. And this is the third. Okay? But after this fact, if he doesn't accept, so you will have consulted the judges. Okay? Islamic judges. Okay? You will have consulted them and explaining to them by saying that he doesn't stop doing what he did. And then we will have tried now, or we will try to appoint an arbiter from his family and an arbiter from your family. Okay? And this arbiter here will try now to solve the problem or to do all their best in order to maintain this marriage. Okay? And after this fourth way, if he doesn't accept, so we say that he is not Muslim. He is not a good believing man. Okay? And then, had he would have accepted either the first or the second or the third or the fourth. But if you see that he doesn't accept, okay? He doesn't accept the first, he doesn't accept nor the second, nor the third, nor the fourth. So it means that he is not a good believing man. And here, this is the first case or the first cause for you to ask for the divorce. Okay? And after this case, there is the second also. The second is about the adultery, like last time. Okay? The adultery. You who are the wife, when he married you, okay? When he married you, he wasn't adulterer. And during the marriage, you realize that he has become adulterer. Then, and the question of adultery also is ambiguous. This is what I said to you last time. I said to you that it is not a question of, it's not an apparent, it's an apparent fact. It's not an apparent act, adultery. This is why it is still, or it is always ambiguous. But if it was a private adultery, so then you mustn't accept to live with him after having known that he is adulterer. Then this is the second cause. And the third cause is about the charge or the burdens. Okay? If your husband is not anymore to take you, or is not anymore to stand on you, okay? He is not anymore. This is what we said last time. He is not anymore. You yourself, you see that you are suffering You are suffering because he doesn't spend on you. He doesn't give it, he's not giving to you anything. Okay? He doesn't give you not anything. And this is the third. You have choice here. If you see that you can continue to live with him like this, even if he doesn't give you anything, so you have this choice. If you know this, if you see that you can continue to live with him in this situation, so there is no blame on you. You can continue, and this is a very good thing in the marriage. Okay, but if you see that you cannot anymore because you are suffering. Okay, he doesn't give you anything. He doesn't burden you. Okay, he doesn't give you anything, or he doesn't do anything in marriage. Okay, and here we say that you have the second choice, and this second choice is to ask for divorce. Ask for divorce because one of your rights upon him is to stand on you. Okay, is to stand on you. That when he is not anymore to do this, and so that we say here that you have this right and the right for asking for divorce, and this is the third. Okay, and the fourth and the last one. The fourth and the last one right is about the for example, the flying, for example. If I say the flying, for example, you were living here with him. You were living with him, and a moment he has disappeared. Okay, he has disappeared, or he has fled, and you don't know where he went. You don't know. You don't know where he went. He has fled like this, or he has disappeared like this. He's disappeared, and you don't get any information about him. Okay, and you did all your best in order to get information, but in vain. Okay, you didn't get any information, and you don't know the exact place where he is. Okay, you were living here, and after a moment, you don't see him anymore. Okay, you don't see him anymore. We say that he has disappeared, or has fled, and you don't know where he is. Don't know where you don't know where he is. You tried to get information about him, but in vain. You didn't get any information. You asked him everywhere, and nobody said to you that I saw him here or I saw him there. Then we say that, and if he does this, he lets you alone and playing and go somewhere you don't know. Okay? If he goes somewhere you don't know and you don't get any information about, you did all your best in order to get information, but in vain. So then we say that you are not, it doesn't mean that you are going to divorce yourself that day. But Islamic law gives you a deadline. Okay? Islamic law gives you a deadline, and this deadline is about 4 years. 4 years. Okay? And that 4 years, you will be obliged to wait for that 4 years. 4 years. Okay? 4 years. If he disappears like this, and you are going to wait for that 4 years. Okay? And the obligation upon you here is to wait for that 4 years. But it's the question here, and this question is so ambiguous and complicated because we don't know if you will be able to take yourself during this moment. Okay? We don't know if you will be able to take yourself during this moment. But we suppose that you are able, and if you are able to take yourself, for example, your husband has left something which can permit you to take yourself after him. And during this moment, you are going to be happy with this means for waiting the deadline, and this deadline is 4 years. And after that 4 years, if you didn't get any information, you don't get any information, and then we say that you are free now. You are free now. You will have gone again to that Islamic judges, and you will have explained to them the problem. Okay? You will have explained them the problem, and you will try, for example, and it is then who will have said to you, for example, who will have divorced you. Okay? If your husband is not here anymore, and it is then who will have divorced you after your husband. But it's not the case today, because there is no Islamic judgment. There is no Islamic judgment. There is no more Islamic judgment. Okay? And you are the wife. If you had such a problem, you will have consulted that judges, and it was them who will have solved you the problem. In this situation, it is them who will have divorced you. They will have divorced you after your husband. Okay? After your husband, after the 4 years without any information about your husband. Okay? And after this, your term after the divorce is not 3 months. Okay? Your term after the divorce is not 3 months, but it is 4 months and 10 days. 4 months and 10 days. Okay? The term here is not 3 months, but it is 4 months and 10 days. Okay? And after the divorce, you have to wait for this term, and after having waited this term, so now you are free. And that are the causes of divorce. Now the second part of this movie will be about the manner. Okay, how must we divorce in Islam? How must we divorce in Islam? After the causes of divorce, so now how must we divorce? How must we divorce in Islam? And this is what God says in chapter number 56. In chapter number 65. Okay? In chapter number 65, this is what God says in chapter number 65. God says, Ya ayyuhan nabi, إذا طلقتم النساء فطلقوهن لعدتهن واقصوا العدة واتقوا الله ربكم فلا تخرجوهن من بيوتهن ولا يخرجن إلا أن يعتن بفاحشة مبينة تلك حدود الله ومن يتعد حدود الله فقد ظلم نفسه لا تدري لعل الله يحدث بعد ذلك أمره فإذا بلغن أجلهن فامسكوهن بمعروف أو فارقوهن بمعروف واشهدوا ذوي العدل منكم وأقيموا شهادة لله ذلكم يوعظ به من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه إن الله بالغ أمره قد جعل الله لكل شيء قدرا اللائي يئسن من المخيض من نسائكم فإن ارتبتم فعدتهن 3 أشهر واللائي لم يحضن وأولات الحمل أجلهن أن يدعن حملهن ومن يتق الله يكفر عنه سيئاته ومن يتق الله يجعل له من أمره يسرا تلك أمر الله أنزله إليكم ومن يتق الله يكفر عنه سيئاته ويعظم له أجرا واسكنوهن من حيث سكنتم من وجدكم فلا تضروهن لتضيقوا عليهن سبيل فإن كن أولات الحمل فانفقوا عليهن حتى يضعن حملهن فإن أرضعن لكم فآتوهن أجورهن وأثمروا بينكم بمعروف فإن تعصرتم فترجع له أخرى فلينفق ذو سعة من سعته ومن قدر عليه رزقه فلينفق مما آتاه الله لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا ما آتاها فسيجعل الله بعد عسر يسرا. So here, this is the divorce in Islam. Okay, this is the divorce in Islam, and it is now God who has explained us the divorce. How must we divorce in Islam? How must we divorce in Islam? And God says in chapter number 65, O Prophet, when you divorce women, divorce them during their period of purity, and calculate the term and fear beyond God your love, and do not evict them from their homes, nor they live, except unless they have committed a private adultery, and that are God's limits. And whoever oversteps God's limits has wronged his own soul. You neither know. God may afterwards bring about a new situation. Once they have reached the term, either you retain them honorably or you separate from them honorably, and call to witness two just people from among you, and give upright the testimony for God, and whether this is by this or by that is exalted, whoever believes in God and in last day, and whoever fears God, He will make for him a way out, and He will provide for him from where he never expected. And whoever relies on God, God will satisfy him. God will accomplish His purpose, and God has said a measure for everything. As for your wives who have reached menopause, okay, who have reached menopause, and their term is 3 months. So are also those who have not menstruated yet. Okay? And as for those who are pregnant, their term is until they have delivered. And whoever fears God will make things easy for him. And this is God's ordinance. Okay? This is the ordinance of God. He sends down to you. And whoever fears God, He will remit his son, and He will accomplish His reward. Allow them to reside where you reside, and according to your means. And do not harass them in order to make things difficult for them. And if they are pregnant, stand on them until they give birth. And if they nurse your infants, give them their ferment and conduct the relation in amity. Okay? But if you disagree, let another nurse for him. And the wealthy stand according to his means, and as who or he was resource are restricted, so he stands according to what God has given him. God doesn't burden any soul beyond what He has given him, and God will bring aid after hardship. And this is the manner of divorce in Islam, chapter number 65. Here, God has explained us all divorce. And here, it says, when you divorce women, divorce them according or during their period of purity. And this is the third condition here. Okay? This is the third condition. It means what? Here is the third condition. And this third condition guesses that before you divorce, okay? Before you divorce your wife, so you have to divorce it. You must, this wife, before you divorce your wife, and that wife must be in her period of purity. It means that she mustn't have her period. Okay? She mustn't have her period, menstruation. And here God says, divorce them during their period of purity. Their period of purity, it means she has not her period, her menstruation. She is not in menstruation. And here, God says, and when she is like this, if you want, for example, to divorce her, you can ask her in order to know if she is in purity or not. And if you see that when she will say you, for example, that she has her period or she has menstruation, so we cannot say divorce in this moment if she is like this. But when she will have reached or she will have finished her period, then you can process now for the divorce. Okay? And this is the third condition. The first condition. You cannot divorce your wife and she has her menstruation or her period. This is not lawful in Islam. Okay? This is forbidden. This is why God says, divorce them during their period of purity. During their period of purity. Okay? After this, God says, and call to witness two just people from you. Okay? From among you. Two just people. And this is the second condition also. This second condition is what? After the third. If she is now in purity and she is in the period of purity. So then, the second condition God says, call to witness two just people from among you. That means that you are the husband here. You must call to witness two just people from believers. Two just people from believers. And that two just people will testify. They will testify the divorce. They will testify the divorce. Okay? It means that you yourself, you cannot divorce your wife yourself, alone. Okay? You cannot. But you must call for witness two just people from among believers. And that two people are going to testify the divorce. You can call them, for example, and when they will be with you, and you are together now, so you will say, for example, I want to divorce my wife. And that two just people will be now the witnesses. Okay? There will be the witnesses, and they will witness the divorce, and you will pronounce the divorce. Okay? You will pronounce the divorce, and after having pronounced the divorce, we say that the divorce is okay. For example, you are here with the witnesses and with the wife, and you say to them that I have divorced my wife, or I divorced my wife. Okay? And here with your intention and your pronunciation, so here we say that the divorce is okay. And that two just people from among the believers are the witnesses of the divorce. And your wife is divorced. She is divorced and it is okay. Okay? It is okay. But here, that two just people, it is finished for them now. Okay? They have testified the divorce and they can go now. But you and your wife, God says, has for both of your wife who has rated monopolized. It means that she will have not have her menstruation. Okay? She will have not have menstruation, her menstruation. And if it is the case, God says that is her term is 3 months. Her term is 3 months. And after this, God says also, and has for so are those who have not their menstruation or who have not menstruated. That means that, see, for example, if she are not, if she's not pregnant, she's not pregnant her, okay? And God says that if she is able to have her menstruation, God says she must wait for 3 months. She must wait for 3 months, and she is going to spend that 3 months with you. But she is no more your wife, but she is waiting here for the term, and the term is here 3 months. And that 3 months are taken here in order to know if she is not pregnant or if she is pregnant or not. We are going to know after that month, that 3 months, if she is pregnant or not. And when we will know that she is not pregnant, so you have 2 choices. When we will know that she is not pregnant after the term, okay, 3 months. And if she is not pregnant, so now you have 3 months. You have 2 choices here. The first choice, God says, either you return her honorably or you separate from her honorably after they have reached the term. Okay? And here we say that you have 2 choices here. You can make 2 choices here. The first, either you return this divorced woman, if you return her, or you confirm, okay, or you confirm the divorce, and you will separate you from her. It is okay. But you have the 2 choices before confirming the divorce. This is the first hypothesis. But the second, after the 3 months, after the 3 months term, so maybe she is pregnant. She can be pregnant after the 3 months, term. And then, if she is pregnant, for example, just says her term will be until she has delivered or she has given birth. Okay? If after the 3 months you realize that she is pregnant, so she must stay with you. She must stay with you until she has given birth. Okay? And her term here is until she has given birth. And God says, if they are pregnant, stand on them until they have given birth. It means when she will be with you and she is pregnant, so you are obliged now to stand on her, to take her in church. Okay? And it is an obligation here. And God says, do not harass them in order to make things difficult for them. It means that you mustn't mistreat her. You mustn't mistreat her. You mustn't mistreat her. Okay? You mustn't mistreat her because you have divorced her lastly. And God says, if they are pregnant, stand on them and do not harass them in order to make things difficult for them. And after, if they give birth, for example, okay, and if they nurse your infants, give them their parents, their payments, okay, and so on. After she has given birth, and you have the choice, either you give your infant to her for nursing, or you will give this infant to another wife for nursing, and you will pay that wife. Okay, this wife and your wife, if she gives or if she nurses your infant. Okay, and this is about the divorce. And after she has given or she has nursed your infant, so then it is okay now. She can go now, and the divorce is okay. Okay, and now this is the manner for divorce or to divorce. And after this manner, the last count of this topic is about the different counts of divorce in Islam. The different counts of divorce in Islam. God says in chapter number 2, verse number 229 and 230. In chapter number 2, verse number 229 and 230. God says, الطلاق مرتان فامساق بمعروف أو تصريح بإحسان فلا يحل لكم أن تأخذوا مما أتيتموهن شيئا إلا أن يخافا أن لا يقيما حدود الله فإن خفتم أن لا يقيما حدود الله فلا جناح عليهما فيما افتدت به تلك حدود الله فلا تعتدوها فمن يتعدى حدود الله فأولئك هم الظالمون فإذا طلقها فلا تحل له من بعد حتى تنكح زوجا غيره فإن طلقها فلا جناح عليهما أن يترجعا إن ظنا أن يقيما حدود الله تلك حدود الله يبينها لقوم يعقلون. In chapter number 2, verse number 229 and 230, God says, divorce is permitted twice. Divorce is permitted twice. Either honorable retention or setting free kindly. And it is not lawful for you to take it back anything except they fear that they cannot maintain God's limits. And if you fear that they cannot maintain God's limits, there is no blame on them if she sacrificed something for her relate. And that are God's limits, and do not transgress them. And those who transgress God's limits are unjust. And if he divorces her, she shall not be lawful for him unless she has married another man, okay, another husband. And if this latter divorces her, there is no blame on them for ruinating, provided they think that they can maintain God's orders. And that are God's orders. He made them clear for people who know. And that are the counts of divorce in Islam. It means that there are two counts of divorce in Islam. And the second count here comes after the third. And the third, we have just given you the third. Okay? And the second, for example, when God says, okay, where God says, for example, either you return them honorably or you separate from them honorably. This was after the 3-month term. And after the 3-month term, you have this choice. Either you return her or you separate you from her. And if you try, for example, okay, if you wanted to return her, and you were obliged to call the two just people who were here in order to testify the divorce. So you were obliged to call the two just people to witness also the confirmation. Okay? If you had tried or you had wanted here to return her, and you were obliged to call, okay? You were obliged to call the two just people who were here to testify the divorce, and the two just people would have testified also the confirmation. But if you wanted to divorce her or to confirm the divorce, this is okay, you will have confirmed the divorce. But after you have returned her, after the after the 3 month term, you return her. Okay, you returned her, or you wanted to return her. Okay, and here this is the first time. And after you have returned her, and during the life you divorced her for the second time. Okay, you divorced her for the second time. After the first time, you divorced her the second time, and after the 3 month term, you wanted to return her again, second time. Okay, and you have returned her like this, and after this retention, you divorce her for the third time, and after having divorced her for the third time, so after the 3 month term of this third time, so you cannot return her anymore like this, because we say that you have returned her after the first divorce, you have returned her after the second divorce, and now you have just divorced it for the third time, and after the 3 month term of this third time, so you cannot return her anymore. God says, she shall not be lawful for him unless she has married another husband. It means what? If you have divorced her last time, you divorced her last time, the first time, and after the 3 month of term, you decided to return her, and after the retention, you divorced her the second time, and after the 3 month term, you decided to return her, and after the second retention of the second divorce, you divorced her for the third time, and after the third time, the divorce of the first time, and after the 3 months, after the 3 month term of the third divorce, so you cannot return this woman, you cannot return this wife on condition. There is a condition here. God says, until she has married another man, another husband, and the condition is not here the marriage. Okay, the condition is not here the marriage, but the sexual act. It means what? It means that even if another husband marries her, and this letter divorces her without commission, for example, without any sexual act, and we say that you cannot marry her because she didn't consume marriage. The condition here is the sexual act and not the marriage, and you cannot marry her if she didn't consume the marriage. Okay, and if another wife, another husband marries her, and this letter divorces her after having consumed the marriage. So here, you who are the farmer husband, you can marry her now, but on condition that she has consumed the marriage, the sexual act. Okay, and even if another husband married her and divorced her without consuming marriage, okay, so you cannot marry. The condition here is not the new marriage, but the sexual act in the new marriage. Okay, the sexual act in the new marriage. This is the condition. Okay, and if she has consumed the marriage in a new marriage with a new husband, and if this letter divorces her, or if this letter dies, for example, and you are the former husband, so now you can marry her you can marry her after the third divorce. Okay, so this was about the divorce in Islam. You are listening for your brother in Islam, Mr. Berthé Issiaka. Okay, you are listening to your brother in Islam, Mr. Berthé Issiaka, coming from Mali, the Republic of Mali, the region of Sikasso, third region of Mali. coming from village of Kléla, village far from Sikasso of 45 kilometers, site between Sikasso and Kochala. Okay, the student who has not been formed by a teacher in Islam, the ambassador of the divine kingdom on earth. We thank you a lot to have followed this presentation, okay, and we promise you to be with you next time. Thank you. We are looking forward to being with you.
أصبحت كالصريم فتنادوا مصبحين أن اغدوا على حرثكم إن كنتم صارمين فانطلقوا وهم يتخافتون ألا يدخلنها اليوم عليكم مسكين وغدوا على حرث قادرين فلما رأوها قالوا إنا لضالون بل نحن محرومون قال أوسطهم ألم أقل لكم لولا تسبحون قالوا سبحان ربنا إنا كنا ظالمين فأقبل بعضهم على بعض يتلاومون قالوا يا ويلنا إنا كنا طاغين عسى ربنا أن يبدلنا خيرا منها إنا إلى ربنا راغبون